Hey, beautiful people, it's your girl, Dr. Nina, and as always, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with y'all. It was a time in my life where I felt like I was doing everything right when it came to my health. Eating my greens, hitting the gym, taking my vitamins. But baby, my body had the nerve to still be betraying me. I'm talking bloating so bad, I looked 6 months pregnant after I had already been pregnant. And that was after eating a salad. Skin breaking out in my 40s like I was in my teenage years. And energy crashes at 3 p.m. that had me in a chokehold. And the worst part of it all, I'm a licensed psychologist that has extensive training in mind-body health. And I felt guilty because I felt like I was failing my own body. But once I stopped treating the symptoms and started addressing the root cause, which was the connection between my gut and my hormones, it changed everything. Today, I'm sharing exactly how I healed my gut, reset my hormones, and got my life back. And if you're dealing with any of this mess I just described, this video is going to help you change everything. But make sure that you're going to see your doctor, getting your tests run and everything else so you can find out the underlying cause of all the problems that you're having. This is for educational purposes only. But I want you to drop a comment and let me know, are you dealing with gut health issues, hormone chaos, or both? I want to build a community where we can support each other through these struggles. So don't be shy, share what you're going through so that we can connect.
Dr. Nina, the girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
It just got dark all of a sudden, so I had to get a little more light up in here, y'all. So let me go ahead and paint a picture of my struggle because I know some of y'all are living this right now. I would eat the healthiest of meals. I'm talking organic everything. I would try to have little to no processed foods. And after about an hour or so, I felt like I was so bloated my pants wouldn't even fit. So I started to say, whatever, I eat anything. I don't even care. My skin was even going through it with hormonal acne that seemed to only pop up when I had a special event or somewhere to be or a presentation to do. And don't get me started on the mood swings because they were swinging. And I tried a lot of things, y'all, especially when I first gave birth because I was really worried about getting back to me. I wanted some sense of normalcy. But of course, time is the best healer, right? I'm talking elimination diets, expensive probiotics, hormone testing, and the whole nine. Some things would work for a hot minute and then I'd be right back to where I started. I was treating each symptom separately instead of understanding that my gut and my hormones were having a conversation that obviously I wasn't listening to. The emotional toll, it was real. I felt frustrated. My confidence was even shaky, and I knew that my family could feel that my energy was off. As someone who helps other people with their health transformations, I felt like a whole fraud. But worse yet, in my own body. So one of the things that I've done is trial supplements in order to figure out what can aid me in my transformation. And I always want things that support my gut and my hormone health. And y'all know I don't play about my supplements. I need science, not snake oil, because there's plenty of that going around right now. And that's why I've been loving Grooms. This is not just another multivitamin or green powder. Grooms is a comprehensive formula that happens to be all three: multivitamins, greens, and prebiotic support, packed into little gummies that actually taste good. And y'all know I'm picky about taste. What really got my attention is that they're methylated. That's fancy talk for your body can actually absorb these vitamins. Most B12 and folate supplements just pass right through you. But these are formulated so your body can actually use them. Who would have thought? Plus, they've got 3 times the fiber of leading green powders, which is crucial for my gut healing. I've been taking a snack pack when I break my fast around 12:30. Y'all know I'm into intermittent fasting. 16/8, of course. And within the first week, I started noticing I wasn't getting that uncomfortable bloating as much. My energy felt more stable throughout the day and no more 3 p.m. crashes. The research backs it up too. They just completed a double-blind study. It's not just marketing claims. So get up to 52% off when you click the link in my description. Trust me, this is the upgrade that your routine didn't even know it needed. All right, y'all, let's get into the protocol that changed my life. Step 1 is creating the foundation for gut healing. And this requires some tough love with your food choices. I removed the big 3 inflammatory foods for 30 days. I talked about this before in another hormone video: gluten, dairy, processed sugar. And before you come for me in the comments, this isn't forever. I do not believe in eliminating anything forever anymore. What I wanted to do was give my gut a chance to heal without constant irritation. Then after laying that foundation, I started to add the healing foods. Bone broth is my best friend. Y'all know I've been talking about it all year. I just buy the batches from either Kroger or Costco, and I absolutely love them. The collagen and amino acids found in bone broth, those literally help repair your gut lining. Now, the fermented foods were crucial. Things like sauerkraut, kimchi, and kefir, those became some of my staples for days. These provide the beneficial bacteria that your gut needs to function properly. Anti-inflammatory spices like turmeric and ginger went into a lot of things. things. They're not just flavor enhancers. They really do seem to help. So a lot of my go-to meals look like this. Since I don't eat breakfast, my first meal starts around 12:30. And around that time, I love what I call the collagen smoothie. I usually include things like berries, frozen spinach, coconut or almond milk, and my greens. My second meal is something like a grilled chicken wrap or grilled chicken salad, avocado, and maybe a side of sauerkraut or something like that. Dinner back then, though, was often just salmon and roasted or steamed vegetables, and usually 2 cups of bone broth after. That bone broth alone was like 20 grams of protein. So the key is consistency and not perfection. Now let's talk hormones, because your gut and hormones, they're besties. And if one is clowning or off, the other is clowning and off. I learned to time my carbs strategically for hormone support. I like to call what I do eating moderate carbs throughout the day, but I make sure to include them in the evening with dinner in moderation. This also helps to promote serotonin production and helps you to sleep better. And that's crucial for hormone production. Light sweet potatoes, rice, or even some fruit after 6 p.m., that became my secret weapon for better sleep and hormone balance. But one of the biggest things that helped me was prioritizing my protein. I keep telling y'all this. I aim for 140 to 160 grams per day. And that's a non-negotiable for me. Protein is actually the building block for all your hormones. Insulin, growth hormones, thyroid hormones, you name it. Plus, adequate protein keeps you satisfied. It supports muscle building and recovery, and it helps to stabilize the blood sugar throughout the day. Most women, even if we don't know it, are under eating our protein. Men too. And it's sabotaging our hormone health. And someone asked me about this, but I do try to match my workouts to my menstrual cycle. And for me, that changed a whole lot. Weeks 1 to 2 of my cycle, I can handle more strenuous workouts. Weight training, heavy weight training, longer walks, or even runs. Week 3, I focus on more gentler walks, more yoga and stretching, and also a bit of lighter strength training. Working with my hormones instead of against them made a big difference in my recovery and my energy levels. But stress management, now that became non-negotiable. I was living with the superwoman syndrome that I told y'all about in my last video. 5 minutes of morning meditation or just sitting with my own thoughts really changes everything. Just 5 minutes of reassuring my nervous system that we're okay. We can relax. We're safe. And sleep had to become more of a priority. I've learned, especially in my household and in my marriage, to make sure that I say the things that I need, as my husband does as well. And when I stated that I wanted more sleep, he made that happen. My family made that happen. So there were no negotiations. Poor sleep disrupts every hormone in your body. Every one of them, especially cortisol and your growth hormones. I swap out my high intensity workouts for more gentle movements throughout my days that I'm healing. Walks and lightweight training really helps. Your body cannot heal if you're constantly stressing it out with intense workouts. And a lot of times we're taught that the harder we work out, the better we look, the more we snatch. No, baby, you ain't snatching nothing but your brain and your edges. Okay, give your body a break. So my schedule is I work out about 5 to 6 days a week. But some of those days are very light workouts, while 2 to 3 of them involve heavier lifting and even running. On the other days, I might walk or get on my stair climber. You just got to do what works best for you. Now, timing is everything when it comes to gut and hormone health. As y'all know, I've implemented a gentle 16-8 intermittent fasting schedule in my life. And y'all, this has been crucial for my gut healing journey. And for those that don't know, it's 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours where you can have an eating window, not 8 hours of eating. The 16 hours sound long, but you actually sleep most of the time or over half of it. So really, I just go until 12:30 and then I start eating and then I close down shop around 8:30 p.m. Now, giving my digestive system a 16-hour window to repair, it gives it a chance to rest and reset. But I still listen to my body. If I feel off, I eat, okay? If I need to eat, I eat. Ain't no lightheadedness around here. This isn't about punishment. It's about giving your digestive system the time it needs to heal. Intermittent fasting has also helped to reduce the inflammation in my gut. It's improved my insulin sensitivity, and honestly, it's simplified my life, y'all. No more thinking about breakfast or late night snacking. And I'm also a lot less bloated for it. Just 2 solid, nourishing meals within my eating window, along with other things that support my gut health. I try to make sure that my last meal was at least 3 hours before I go to sleep. This allows for proper digestion and better sleep quality. Hydration was also key. Half my body weight in ounces of water daily, plus electrolytes. Dehydration absolutely stresses your entire system. And when you're dehydrated and thirsty, you do things that you normally would not do. And by thirsty, quality, I mean in every single way. Baby, get drenched. Get out of here being thirsty. For supplements, I keep it simple but effective. Magnesium for sleep and muscle function, vitamin D for hormone production, and omega-3s for inflammation. Quality over quantity always. Now, here's what most people miss. The mind-body connection is real. Chronic stress was keeping my gut inflamed no matter what I ate. Your gut has more nerve endings than your spinal cord. It's literally your second brain. So I started to make sure that I was eating mindfully again. It was easy for me to forget this while I was pregnant and able to eat more of what I wanted whenever I wanted, and also breastfeeding. So I'm talking actually chewing my food instead of just putting it in my mouth and it magically disappearing. Also eating without distractions, putting my phone down during meals. All of these little simple changes improved my digestion significantly. And another thing was journaling. That became my secret weapon and getting back to speaking to me again. Now, I ain't crazy, okay? I know y'all like to talk about that. And in fact, I hate the crazy word. I like to speak to myself. Something that I like to do is stand in the mirror and talk to myself and see how I'm actually feeling. And even with the journaling, I'm able to track my symptoms or just write down ways that I'm feeling from day to day. And this also helped with my ability to cycle track, especially since mine had changed so much, going from pregnancy to not having a menstrual cycle for a very long time, almost a year post having Hunter, and then going back into it, baby, I needed to understand what was going on with my body. And with this, I was able to discover a lot of patterns that my body was going through. And I was able to report those to my doctors, get proper blood tests, do other things that were necessary in order for me to heal. And you want to know something? Stress always showed up in my digestive issues within 24 hours. Crazy how our body works. But also, I've gotten better with self-compassion and also setting boundaries, which y'all can check out my website where I give you a gift of boundary setting checklist. Y'all, it's going to help you with this because it's going to help you to set your goals, make your plans, but also protect them. Because if you don't come first, nothing else will. But let me tell you this, there were setbacks. There were bad days and there were moments when I wanted to give up, but I learned to give myself the same grace that I would give anybody else or my best friends. So what happened when I pulled it all together, y'all? Let me break down the nice little timeline for you. Week 1 to 2, the bloating started to decrease and I was sleeping through the night for the first time in months. Month 1, my skin started to clear. And those afternoon energy crashes, y'all, they started to disappear. I actually had the energy to play with Hunter anytime I pretty much wanted. Month 2 of doing this into the year, when I started this in January, my cycles became regular again. Because when they first came back last year in November, baby, all the way off. And the intense sugar cravings and the other cravings, they were pretty much gone. Now, month 3, y'all, I started to feel like myself again. And I told y'all this. I was confident, energized, and more balanced. My husband noticed that I wasn't just surviving anymore because he notices everything. And without counting calories too heavily, which I did early on and in the beginning, I had lost 15 pounds before I knew it. My skin was so much clearer. My energy was stable all day long. But the best part, y'all, I felt more in control of my own body instead of feeling like it was working against me. So listen, if you've been struggling with any of this, the bloating, the energy crashes, the hormonal chaos, you do not have to accept this as your normal. Your body is trying to communicate with you. And once you start listening and responding appropriately, it will reward you. Drop a comment and let me know what's your biggest hormone struggle right now. The great thing is that you have the community. We are here to help, to listen, and I also read all of your comments. And don't forget to grab Brwn's with my link in the description. Get up to 52% off and start supporting your gut and hormones from day one. Now, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, share, like, and definitely give this to someone else that can use it. And I'll be looking for your comments, y'all. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll, Dr. Nina signing out. Peace.